Hello, testing, testing. All right, yes, yeah, I think we are online today, and yeah, thank you very much for actually joining me today. I think, been away the last 2 weeks because I do have some major project I wanted to complete. Yeah, and that's why I didn't go on for this live trading analysis with Popular. So apology on that. But yeah, nevertheless, I'm coming back with the analysis and all that. And yeah, hopefully the things that I share actually can help you all in terms of your trading and also in terms of how you're going to look at the market. Okay, so yeah, let's go on to the chart. So if you are someone who has followed me for quite a bit time. I think you more or less know what I will be going through and things like this. So yeah, first of all, from my analysis wise, what I will do first is of course going on a broader picture, looking at the USD and stuff like that. So yeah, and also sometimes I do also look at the commodity, maybe not so much, but maybe on the index wise, like S&P and Nasdaq, which I have mentioned last week. If you have yeah been follow, I mean I do still trade, but the thing is that I don't put on that what you call that, the live analysis on the weekend itself. Yeah. So that's the thing I didn't do. But on the analysis wise, if you were to look back on last week's analysis, I mentioned about this. Give me one minute. I think it was S&P and yeah, S&P and Nasdaq. So as I was mentioning on the higher time frame, they are actually looking pretty decent in terms of going forward as a long for a long position, right? So yeah, on a low higher time frame, yeah, this is what I was looking at in terms of like S&P and then things like the Nasdaq. So Nasdaq was on a similar bias where I mentioned that it will be going up. I mean, you can take a look at the what we call that, the chart on the trading view again. So yeah, on the high time frame, I was mentioning that both of them will be looking quite bullish. Yeah, I think for the midterm. So yeah, that was only last week. So last week actually just had a small pullback before it went back up higher. So I do believe it does still have some room to move further up. Yeah, but there's like the weeks to come. So that's on the S&P and Nasdaq, and then some other pairs that I have mentioned. Not forgetting like the of course the USD, and then also on the US dollar SGD. It didn't go down that significant, but yeah, it's like in the ding dong. And I do have some view on the USD for this let's say coming week. And yeah, what is the direction? So yeah, on the USD, right? Let's move back to the USD. Okay, yeah, we're at the USD. So USD, as you can see on the higher time frame, on the daily time frame, it has been on a pretty much a downtrend on the near term. And this was quite a big turn since the September of last year. So yeah, it has been very bullish. We up since 2021 until there's some turning over here, big bearish what you call that, reversal sign over here already. So yeah, it has been coming down, and then over here we do see another short, you can call that eclipse of what has happened over here. So yeah, if you have been looking at the higher time frame, you could have seen something over here that's happening. Maybe on the daily time frame it's not so what you call that, not so obvious, but on the 4 hourly you can actually take a look at what actually has happened. So yeah, look at this. You can see that this has this is always predominantly happening when the trend is about to turn, or yeah, that there's a potential of turning. So yeah, once there's a breakdown, there I believe there's a lot of people who wanted to short, and the market just went all against them. Yeah, basically taking out all the shots, and then eventually it came down to the way. But of course, this is trading. Nothing is 100%. It can also be not pulling back anymore, and instead this just happened, and it just keep going down. So, what I am anticipating, or my biasness on the USD is there might be a potential turning point over here, which give me 1 minute. I just need to. Okay, yep, this is the one. Yeah. So if you were to look at the higher time frame on the daily, then you can see that there is a pin over here, which coincide with the potential support. Let me check my voice. Yeah, okay. It is still there. Yeah. Anyway, just to check, because sometimes I will keep talking, and then actually I was already offline. Yeah, sometimes it happened. But yeah, anyway, this is the pin bar on the daily time frame. And as of last Thursday and Friday, we do have a strong closing, where this is sort of like a two-bar reversal on the daily time frame. So potentially, I would see maybe USD would have some pullback to this trend line again, or even further to retest this level over here. So yeah, that really depends on it can be yeah, retesting any level. So for this to be at least bullish on the 4 hourly, we do need to see it taking out this, and potentially breaking out. And if there is a pullback on the 4 hourly, then on the lower time frame on the 1 hourly, then we can look at going long. Okay, if let's say you are a trend trader, right? You want to go with the trend. So let's say if you go up and there's a pullback, then yeah, likely you would want to take a look at going on long on the maybe 1 hourly, or things like that. Okay, so that's on the USD. And then for the euro wise, I would say that there is also I mean USD and Euro, usually they are on mirror image. So yeah, if you do see something like that happening, the pin bar and this two bar reversal over here, most likely you see the same thing over here in Euro. So yeah, this is also happening at some particular resistance area. So for the majors, right, I would say that yeah, you need to depend on the USD. You need to see how the USD is going to play out. So for yeah, for the pound USD is also the same, right at some key resistance area. So not to say that there isn't more room to going up. In fact, let's say for this pound dollar, as long as this um hinge, or you call it this turning point, doesn't breach, and I would believe if there is a pullback, there might be chance of you going long as well, if you want to still go on long on pound dollar, and you still feel that the US dollar is going to be weakening. Yeah, so it might still have strength to go out one more leg, come down. Yeah, I mean it still can go up furthermore, because in fact, like I mean I mentioned that H4 is not yet on the turn yet. There isn't a confirmation on the trend being turning downwards. Yeah, but nevertheless, if let's say USD is going to be strong, and I would believe that Aussie dollar, or let's say maybe yeah, maybe this New Zealand dollar as well, New Zealand USD, both of these commodity currency should be um, weaker as compared to the Euro USD and Pound USD, considering the looking at the higher time frame, even at 1 hourly, this is a downtrend for sure. And then for New Zealand dollar, it's the same. Yeah. So if let's say things were to change for the USD to bounce back, yeah, I would prefer to short the commodity currency. I mean, like Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, etc. Okay. Then the next one that actually I wanted to point out is, of course, this Euro Aussie. So it might be a bit conflicting on the higher time frame that we have mentioned, but also you can take note that currently this area is actually confluencing with quite a key turning point on the higher time frame. Of course, it's not like 100% it's going to turn, but yeah, you can take a look at what actually happens to the price of euro Aussies when it came to here. You see, for many days it has been almost 2 weeks. It has been ding donging over here, and then of course on the 4 hourly you will see that this is actually ranging. So of course, two things can happen. Of course, once it break out from here, it can continue going upwards, or once this level over here about 161 it reach, then yeah, most probably it might be going down. So yeah, it is still at a I mean you can mark it down still at a juncture where there isn't any what do you call that key key moment key moment for something to happen to show us the right direction it is going to go. Okay, so likewise for Paul Oasis is the same, but as to whether is it at a particular level, yeah, maybe it's too far away to but anyway, that's the idea I wanted to bring across. Yep. If you were to see something like this happening, maybe there's something sort of like blocking or resisting it from the higher template. So yeah, if you were to just take a eyeball, I mean just eyeballing on the chart itself, you can actually learn a lot of things as well. So yeah, this actually has happened. I mean, this is a resistant level, resistant area, and then recently we just had a um retest and pullback, and then eventually it broke up. So you can also go down to a lower time frame, see what has happened previously. So in fact, this can be a bit tricky for those who have who is like waiting for playing the breakout. So here's sort of like a forced breakout. It closed below all this low of the previous time, and then but eventually it went up all the way, went back up all the way, right? So and then after that, you know things actually went on further upwards. So yeah, things like this happen. They so called the market maker wanted to trick the retailer in believing that this is going to be a turn. And yeah, I believe people do trade and go on short on this and things like that, but eventually their position gets stopped up. But I mean, nevertheless, that's just learning, and of course, trading is not 100%. So if you do have a stop loss, of course, you just move on from there and not to just keep thinking about it. Yeah. So that's that on the Euro Aussies. That's my view on Euro Aussies, and there are also some other yep, like I mean Aussies New Zealand. Aussies New Zealand, if you were to look at the higher time frame wise, I would say that the uptrend over here has already been broken very long ago since February. So it is still coming down, but as of now it is ranging, or rather it has been consolidating for quite a number of days. And yeah, so if you are waiting for a sign to short, as in if you are to I mean if you are a trend trader on the higher time frame, right, then of course you are waiting for instances like this. I mean, of course, we don't know when it is going to be going up, but as long as there's a pullback and as long as after this area starts to consolidate for a while, let's say on the lower time frame, we do see something like this is consolidating. Maybe we are looking at it to short over here, and then yeah, maybe we also wanted to take a look eventually if it get pulled back into this zone, what actually happened, and yeah, from there we wanted to still be on the bias of going short. So yeah, likewise the same thing over here. Unless the um unless this key level really break down significantly, which I do see a chance of this happening because there's a interest rate for the I think for both the Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, yeah, for next week on the 4th and the 5th. So yeah, that might be a determinant, major determinant for this pair to either break or go back up to retest again. So yeah, if you are bearish on this, then of course you are looking for short, and vice versa on the other side. If you were to do counter trend, of course you can do counter trend on this level as well. So that's of course on the high side. But yeah, let's move on to the next pair that I wanted to mention on, which is the give me one minute. I think yeah, pound or is this? No, not pound. I think this is the pound cat. Yeah, I think there's a typo. Anyway, yeah. So pound cat and Aussie cat is then these are the two pair that I'm looking at. Yeah, I think I need to go and edit pound cat. Yeah, maybe I can't edit already because I can't rename. But anyway, the pound cat and the Aussie cat, both of them are some two pairs that I'm looking at to actually go on short. I mean, I would prefer to go on short on Aussie cat. Yeah, I think you should know why, and this is what actually happened last week. So I think since last week I have already been looking at it and also shorting of this um Aussie's Canadian dollar because looking at this is a down leg, and then this was the pullback, and then there's this further down leg. So what actually happens is that yeah, over the past week, or not, rather it's just last week, thing actually get ugly for this Aussie cat. So it actually broke down and there's a pullback over here. So yeah, once there's a pullback, you know your general direction is actually going down. Then of course pullback is for you to position yourself to get on to either long or either short to go with the direction, right? So that was what last week was for. So yeah, there's a pullback, and then of course you can have position selling over here on the 1 hourly if you were to go to the 1 hourly, and then also yeah, over here you might have chances also. Moving forward to the next week, I do believe it still will be going downwards. So let's see if there's a pullback or not for us to go on short for the Aussie cat. Okay, so that's Aussie cat, and then for pound cat, returning is slower as compared to the Aussie cat. One thing for sure is that I do believe that for pound cat it looks more bullish as compared to the Aussie's cat, right? So if you were to look at it on another perspective, what you are actually trading if you are shorting on the low, I mean on the lower time frame, right? Most likely you are on the counter trend. So meaning to say that you are looking at this to turn. So yeah, pretty much on the daily time frame, you still have high low unless this get taken out. If not, it is still um, quite bullish on the daily time frame. But on the hourly, you do see that we do have something like this over here, which is you can call it like a turning point for the hourly. So yep, you have this, you have break down and then reverse and keep coming down. So yeah, we can keep a lookout on the 1 hourly to wait for pullbacks for us to go on short for this pound Canadian. If you're looking at this to go short, but if I were to choose, maybe I will be more it will be more convincing for me to go on short for this Aussie scam. Okay, so yeah, I think pretty much that is all for what I wanted to cover today, and thank you very much for your time. And yeah, I think we can I'll come back to this again next week and see what we can learn from the market itself. Okay, yeah, thank you and see you next week. Bye.